I've been doing this all wrong. I'm thinking that I could just jump into this. I'm gonna be able to just figure it all out. I'll just learn as I go. Me, I am a leader at heart. I could figure out things, and after that, I become an expert at the craft, right? Well, wrong. YouTube is just like any other place. And what I forgot is the fundamentals is that this is one of the places that you actually have to figure out how this thing works. In this video, I'm going to tell you about all the things that I did wrong, all the things that I wish that I could have done better, and hopefully I could save somebody out there from not making the same mistakes that I made. I see a lot of new up-and-coming YouTubers, new up-and-coming content creators, and we all are in this together, so you can't keep it unless you give it away. As long as I got the information, I will give you the information. My name is Twitch Johnson on the It's Mental channel, also the host of Let's Talk About It. At first I thought I was going to do an updated milestone video where I celebrate 2K. So I was happy about that, but the thing was I also was a little frustrated. I was not so happy as I thought I would be. When I first started out this channel, I thought that I would just come over here from where I was from. If you follow me over here from where I was from Spotify. Now, before I was from Spotify, I came from some underground apps, but I was able to become successful in those apps, and those apps are free and they're underdogs. So after a while of doing that for so many years, I figured, you know what? I can come up in the surface and I can go inside of the society more in the forefront. I was in the G League, but I decided now it's time for me to try out for the NBA, which is I got to get out of my comfort zone and I got to challenge myself and see if I can compete with the big dogs and the big leagues. And that's what made me go to Spotify. But YouTube was something that I was always interested in. I had a lot of friends, a lot of supporters, a lot of people that I was fans on, that's fans of, that started from YouTube. And it was just something I continued to watch. I utilized. I was a watcher for so many years. I decided, you know what? Instead of being a watcher, now I want to be a creator. So I decided to come on YouTube. I brought my podcast to YouTube and I started to get my interviews. I was ready. I was on game. I'm like, yes, this is exciting. This is going to be fun. I got it. I'm going to have a community. I'm going to have this. I'm going to have that. I did the research. I did the research on my commentary, the interview. Then I start dropping the videos. So at first my videos was getting little to nothing. So I'll drop a video on a Monday, back on it on a Wednesday. It probably only got like 12, 13 views. Okay, that's expected. I'm just starting out. No one knows me yet. Fast forward 2-3 months later, I drop a video today. I come check back. Now I got about 80 views. I got about 70 views.
Boo! Hey, you with the afro! Give it a rest!
Okay, that's not bad at all. But then it gets to where not only am I getting 80, but now it skyrockets to 100. Oh, how about the 500s? All the way until I got my first cool 1K. Oh, I was excited. Ooh. Got that 1K, baby, yeah. Let's see if we could do 2. Didn't get there. But it's working. It's close. The other thing I started noticing is that, like, hey, I gotta get some subscribers here. I'm getting the views, but I need the subscribers. So, I started promoting on other social media outlets like Instagram, Threads, X, what else? What else am I on? The TikTok. I got on there last minute and then they banned that. I'm also having the guests that I have up. I'm also having them promoted on their platforms, on their pages, just to, help a brother out. I'm trying to get there. Next thing you know, I started getting rhythm. Went from 40 subscribers to 80 subscribers to 100 subscribers. The next thing you know, it was 500 subscribers. Then it was 1,000 subscribers, and I'm like, ooh. Wow, I got all these people watching. I've been here before, but now on a higher platform. Well, as of today, I think I got 2.6K subscribers. Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, so as I was thinking, I'm going to celebrate this. I'm probably going to pop out the brand, talk. Thank you to all my supporters. Thank you to everybody that helped, get the thumbnail ready and everything. But guess what happened? I noticed something. My comment section, dry. I spent hours and hours and months before I even dropped the first video, the researches or the how-tos or how to start a YouTube or how to start a podcast or how to grow your community and how to get engagement and how to follow the SEO requirement, how to do thumbnails, the descriptions, etc., etc. I didn't even use ChatGPT yet. And I'm typing out the descriptions. I'm thinking of like creative ways to gravitate someone's attention to the videos. Soon as I jump on the videos, I'm just shooting it to you straight. All of that stuff, but I'm realizing even with that stuff that I'm getting down to a science, I'm missing one thing: community. So although I was watching how to get into the communities, I never really educated myself and really explored the YouTube community. I want to talk to you new YouTubers and the existing ones out there. There's a lot of people that they actually give you the source and tell you like you do need to do community. If you watch my other video, I encourage you to watch it. I was talking about the YouTube on easy mode, which you get to see my take on it, how I felt about it, if I felt like it was easy mode or not. But I also touched on what it is to be on YouTube and the requirements that you need, and one of them is community. Here's the things that I learned. So I stopped watching how-to videos, how to grow videos. Then I started to go back to how it was. What was I doing as a watcher? What I had to remember is that YouTube is not for me. It's for you. It's for someone out there to get something from. But it's also for me to be able to put it out and get some feedback and get some constructive criticism so I can continue to get better. But how am I going to get that if I don't got any comments? How am I going to get that if I got people watching me for a good watch, but they're just watching and then they're going? First one, let me just put that out there because people get that misconstrued. I did it the hard way. I didn't have any promotions. I wanted it from the ground up because I understand promotions bring people to you and give you the view and give you the like. Because I even did research with that. And I'm like, okay, that's not what I want. I want real, authentic listeners. I want real, authentic comments. I want real, authentic community. But what I didn't do was I didn't even find community. If you are a person that's like just starting out, you're trying to figure out like how to build your YouTube channel, this is not about niches on your groove consistency. It's about another direction a lot of content creators don't talk about. And this is not just for YouTube. This is for the Instagrams, Facebooks, Snapchats, the TikToks, the clappers, the favorites. There's so many apps out there. I even cover that sometime too. But what I'm getting at is that every app, every social media platform has their own communities. And what I forgot is that YouTube is its own community too. It has different areas. Um, I'm a consistent YouTube watcher, but I went from watching things that I was interested in to watching things for research, and I quickly realized that I got tired of watching research. So now in my algorithm, as soon as I turn on the YouTube, the first things I was seeing was how-tos or how to promote or how to make thumbnails or like what's the other stuff? How to talk properly, how to clickbait, all of those things that give you advisories on how to be an effective content creator on YouTube. But in order for you to build community, you got to step out and you got to be in the community. Let's just say this is what I'm getting at. Let's say that you moved from your old location and then you moved into a new environment and now you live on a new block. But you're operating like you're still on the old block and you still live in your old neighborhood. So you still going over there to your old neighborhood with your old friends because that's what you're accustomed to and that's what you're used to. But you come back to this block, and if you gotta stay and your parents don't want to take you anywhere else, guess what happens? You go outside, you bored, no one knows who you are. You just gotta stay in front of your porch or go on the playground and know nobody. That's what was happening to me in YouTube. I'm sure a lot of people can relate because I do see a lot of up and coming channels. They're having great commentary, great content, but the thing is, the comment section is so dry because they're not even exploring what the community looks like. So you know what I did? I started to go back to what I like to watch. I started to think about myself as a watcher. In order to be an effective content creator on YouTube, you gotta be a watcher as well. And that's how I learned that you build community. Oh my God, yo, my peoples out there, listen to Cousin Twist when I'm talking to you. When you start to become a watcher again, you start to understand what it is to be a content creator again on YouTube. So what I start doing is I start going into the things that I like to watch. I like to watch jokes. I like to watch stand-up comedies. I also like to watch story times. I get crazy off of that. Anybody who's telling stories, I'm talking about raunchy stories, horror stories, crazy stories. I started getting back into that. I also, I like to watch music videos. I like to watch underground people. I like to watch art. No funny stuff. I even like to watch makeup stuff just to see is like maybe like how I would like girls to look or certain things, or I could learn from when I'm having conversations with my coworkers or my sisters that I know the terminology for like foundations or stuff. Or if I have a daughter one day, I want to know what I'm talking about to help her look pretty out there. You know what I'm saying? Be a stepper, whatever. What I'm saying is that I decided that I was doing YouTube all wrong. I went in here and was just trying to figure out how to be an effective creator, and I forgot what it is to even be a watcher. So when I stopped making it about me and put it into action, here's what happened. Not only did I start building community, I started actually interacting and befriending and being like associated with other content creators from YouTube. And to be honest, it's actually fun. It's actually dope. There's actually a big, huge community out there of YouTubers who don't mind collaborating with other YouTubers or interacting with other YouTubers because you know what? They also want to build community. And you know what I also found out? It's not even just the small YouTubers. It's actually the higher ups. I'm talking to people that have millions of views, 500s of views, 500,000s of views. I'm talking to people with from 54 subscribers, 22 subscribers, all the way up to million subscribers. And all they want to do is build community. Now, here's the thing is that when I'm going into these other YouTube channels and I'm watching the story times, or I'm watching the vlogs, or I'm watching the travels, what I'm doing is that like I'm actually showing interest in what they're talking about. I'm introducing myself. I'm laughing at what they're doing, interacting. If they see you consistently and see you enough, they start to notice you, then they might come visit yours. I even let that be known. I'm also a content creator. Come check me out when you can. But I'm talking about the consistency of consistently, watching other content creators and supporting them. I doubt that you did because you probably found it with this. But if you catch a video that I did earlier of like a few months ago of how to start a podcast, I also touch a little bit on what it's like to be a content creator and other content creators and how busy we get because we're creating. So sometimes we forget and we don't get to check out our counterparts. So don't get discouraged if you're showing love to someone and they don't get back to you. The thing is, they're creating just like you're creating. So what I do is I encourage them, like, hey, when you get some free time, come stop over to mine. Just see what I'm doing. Slowly but surely, started to make my comment section actually look like something. If you go to my comment section now, if you look at my earlier videos, those videos don't have no comments at all, which was discouraging to me. I'll try to make myself feel better by saying, well, I look at other people's channels that like is directly just podcasting and they have other areas. So their other areas, they get comments and comments, whether it's 5 to 100. But on a podcast, they barely have any views and they barely have any comments. So I tricked myself to feel like, well, that's just normal for podcasts. Wrong. Because even though YouTube has a podcast section, you still have a YouTube channel. So my podcast, I could actually treat it like videos that are directed towards the channel. Another part of what I learned about doing YouTube wrong is that like even a part of the community, you have to go live. I wasn't going live. So that was a fundamental that like I'm gonna start like doing. I didn't really get into the YouTube things of doing things. Remember I brought up earlier about the analogy about moving from one place to another. I'm used to Spotify and I'm used to Instagram. If you're familiar with Instagram, I'm from the era where you just threw up a picture and everyone liked it. Then eventually the shorts came and the comments came and the DMs came, etc., etc. So I got with that groove. I grew up over there. So boom, I grew up on Facebook, so I knew how that. So I was able to navigate with the changes. And then I got on Spotify. Didn't grow up on Spotify, but I knew how to like really navigate that. But then I came to YouTube. I'm familiar with this block, but I didn't live on this block. And I probably stop by the block every here and there, but living on the block and passing through is totally different. So going back to it is that like understanding those platforms and understanding this platform is I couldn't do what I was doing over there. So which means is that like over here, what I've learned is it has its own community. It has people that are willing and ready to interact with you, podcasters and supporters alike. And also, you have to go live, make your presence felt, build your community. And not only that, when you are doing this content, you cannot just get on and just tell about your day. Vlogging is cool, but that doesn't work for everybody, and I know it doesn't work for me. And I'm not doing any makeup as I'm talking, so I don't have anything to look. I know I'm handsome, but I don't think I'm sexy enough to just be sitting in here talking and trying to put things in my face or just stand there and look pretty. I gotta do something, so maybe I gotta move my hands or go crazy, something. But I have to have some type of presence when I'm talking to you. I have to have something to talk about. So if you just getting into it with me, please like show some love to my existing content, this podcast, this interviews. I've had fun with it. I'm still having fun with it. It's great. But I also encourage you to take a look at some of that. Give me some feedback. Tell me if you liked it. Tell me if you disliked it. If something resonate with you, just give some feedback with that. But what I also want to let you know that's coming in store since I reached this 2K thing and I was not too excited about it, but now I will be because of what I learned. I'm also going to be start doing some story time. I'm happy about that because I got a lot of stories on my ass. Pause. I got a lot of stories that I'm ready to give out to you. I think they funny. Some of them gonna be like traumatizing. Some of them gonna be funny. Some of them gonna be heartfelt. I also have some things I like to talk about. As you can see, if you aren't new to the channel, you know that I was covering mental health. And most of my interviews is geared towards mental health, whether I'm talking to rappers, book authors, etc. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to not just focus on mental health, I'm also going to do vlogging. Um, that's something I haven't done in a long time, but I've been good at that. So I'm also going to be going into the community and I'm going to be interacting with other content creators. I'm also going to start interviewing and interacting with other content creators from YouTube because there's a lot of us here that like to help one another and we're up and coming and I would like to share their stories on my platform and have them up. So if you're a YouTuber and you catch this and you actually want to come on the platform and you don't mind me interviewing you, come on over. If you're a new person that's coming on YouTube and you're a watcher, if you're a person that's just coming in, like I'm open to suggestions too. You could drop their names in a comment or you could send them this video and you could let them know I'm open to interview, I'm open to interacting. I'm gonna be doing a lot of stuff. I'm gonna be dipping and dabbing. I'm also gonna have like a section for the current events that nobody asked for that actually comes from the podcast side of things. It's funny and someone gave me that idea. Another part about it is, I think I'm gonna drop that like, share, and subscribe. That's from back in the day. It doesn't really seem that effective. I'm gonna make it more organic, and I'm gonna challenge myself. When I'm doing this type of videos from the channel, I'm just gonna talk to you guys. I'm gonna shoot to you straight whatever I'm talking about. And if you feeling it by the end, or if you start and I lose you, or whatever, if you decide you want to get back to me, you can hit that button. But what I would encourage you, if you don't want to subscribe, just give me a like. You'll catch me whenever, that helped the channel. With that being said, I think that like I didn't cover as much as I wanted because this is more freelance. I don't have a script. I never had scripts. But if I missed any keynotes that I wanted to put, let me wrap it up by saying if you're a new YouTuber or you're a YouTuber who's been doing this consistently but still don't understand what this looks like, find community. What that is go into communities, find communities that you are interested in, become a member of them, and also encourage them to be a member of yours. Don't forget to go live, and when you go live, you let people know when you're going live so they can come. Don't you come in with the mindset that you have from other social media platforms. Treat this like this is a new block. You're the new kid, and you, however you want your image to be, that's how it's going to be, and it's up and it's stuck. I hope you learned something.